Hi, this is Steve Wagner, and this is a brief overview of your best practices in organizational behavior group project. Now, you should review the assignment that I have posted in the assignments area of Blackboard under best practices in organizational behavior group project. In there, you'll see that I describe a couple of outcomes that you need to produce for this. One is a white paper. As a group, you will, in this white paper, describe the best practices for the topic you have been assigned. You should describe practices in organization, so there should be a practical element of what you're describing. These practices should be supported by evidence, though, so there should be some evidence cited in your paper, and you should be looking at these practices within a global context. So I'll be looking at all of those things. The paper should be 23 to 25 pages in length, and you should use 12-point font with 1-inch margins. All of your citations and references should be in APA style. Along with the paper, your group will be giving an oral presentation that corresponds to what you write in the paper. You will be giving that presentation via Blackboard Collaborate, and you will have produced a PowerPoint presentation that you'll use inside of Blackboard Collaborate. Each of your group members will present an equal amount of time, and I'm expecting that each group member presents at least 10 minutes. If you look in the syllabus, you will see that I have a rubric for evaluating the project. In the rubric, it includes the quality of your oral and written communications. It also has a category for how well you describe actionable best practices that are evidence-based, whether you consider a global context in your paper and your presentation. And also there's a category for how effective your teamwork was. As part of the project, you're expected to do self and peer evaluations on teamwork. The form is posted in the assignments area under the best practices group project, and you are expected to submit that at least one day after your final presentation. And I will also be evaluating each member in each team and to see how well their teamwork is illustrated through their work. Some major milestones here. Hopefully you've already reviewed the assignment and you've gotten to know your group members. As you can see right now, you should be developing a plan for your project that spells out the group's goals and specifies a timeline that is more specific than the timeline I have presented here. You should post this in your group's file exchange area and schedule a meeting with me where we'll talk on Blackboard Collaborate to go over your project. I'm also expecting that you'll do an update meeting with me. That should be scheduled sometime next month, around October 14th to 20th. That's when you should start scheduling that. And at the end of October, early November, you should be scheduling a final presentation time with me. The paper and the PowerPoint slides are due on November 12th, and I expect somewhere between November 12th and the end of class, you will hold your final presentation with me. Again, that presentation will be on Blackboard Collaborate. Now, if we go into Blackboard, if you go to real-time communications, this gives you some tools for communicating. Most importantly, what you'll find here is that there is a connection to Blackboard Collaborate. If you haven't used it, I have posted some instructions for Blackboard Collaborate, and so if you're not familiar with the program, you should review those. Now, just a note, I have also included a link for Blackboard IM. You don't have to use the instant messaging program. It's just another option for you to use to communicate with your group members. Again, if you go into Blackboard Collaborate, if you click on that link, what you'll find is that I have rooms in Blackboard Collaborate set up for each of the best practices groups. These areas are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week throughout the course of the class. And so you can click on this, and what you'll see is you'll get a message asking you whether you want to launch Blackboard Collaborate, and I'll say OK. And it takes a little bit of time to launch this, so just be prepared. It does involve Java. If you haven't had a Java update on your computer, you may need to do that before you start using Blackboard Collaborate. You'll see another dialog box come up, and you'll say to run Blackboard Collaborate. And eventually, once you get through the dialog boxes, you will see that the program will launch. So this is what Blackboard Collaborate looks like. You all should have full moderator rights to this, so you have full power over the computer. If you want to record your session, up in the upper right hand corner there is the option to record. The button next to that in the upper right hand corner says load content. This is how you can load a PowerPoint slide into the whiteboard. Okay, and so if I click on that, it should open up a dialog box, and if I wanted to, I could find a PowerPoint presentation and load that in. I'm not going to do that right now. It does take a little bit of time to load that in, but you should learn how to do that. Your group will have to use the PowerPoint functions in your final presentation. Now if we move over here to the left a little bit more, you'll see some other areas. There is, you can see here that this icon with the board and a pencil over it, this is the whiteboard, and this is where you would load your PowerPoint into. There's also two overlapping boxes here. This icon, this is how you do application sharing, and so if you wanted to share a PDF or a Word file with your group, you could do it through application sharing. Next to that, you'll see an icon with a globe over a screen, and that is how you can access the internet. So if you wanted to do, as part of your presentation, a short YouTube video, you could do that also. Now moving further to the left here, you'll see this screen, and you can, if you hit the video screen, you'll see that a picture comes on with your web camera, and you can see me now, and you can see others also. If there were multiple people in here, it would switch between who's talking. You have to press this talk button in order to talk, and so now you can see that others can hear me talk. Moving down, there are some emoticons that you can use. There's a button to indicate that you've stepped away. This hand button is a great way if there's a conversation going on and you want to raise your hand to let people know you want to make a comment. You can do that there. You can also take a poll with this check mark area. That allows you to take a poll. Down below this, you'll see there's a chat area, and you can type here. This is a way where you can communicate to each other without necessarily talking to each other, and it just, you can get more done. So this is just a quick overview of Collaborate. Hopefully it's enough to get you in and used to it. Again, if we go back to Blackboard, if you go back to underneath the main menu, you'll see that you have an area for your best practices group. You can click on that, and it gives you different tools that you can use. At the top, I have a short description of the project along with the rubric. Down below that, there's a list of the group members. There are different tools you can use here. The file exchange is a place where you can save documents. There's also a discussion board and email, along with other tools that you can explore and use. My recommendation is that you exchange phone numbers with your group members, and you find the best ways to communicate. Sometimes the best way to communicate is the discussion board. sometimes it's via phone. It's fine for you to get together face to face, but really you should find some regular times to get on Blackboard Collaborate, because you're going to have to use it in your update meetings and your presentation. So I would make that part of your plan. So I hope this has been useful. If you have questions as you go along, please don't hesitate to contact me. I look forward to talking with you and the rest of your members of the group soon, and to talk about your plans for this project. Thank you.